Okay, this is a Stone Mountain bathroom. This bathroom here is very dated, from the mid-60s, probably early 60s. So right off the bat, you can see the construction method is going to be such that this bathroom probably weighs about 1.5 tons of material. The reason why is back in the day, they constructed this with wood slats that go diagonally like that. They put tar paper down, and then they poured, or I'm sorry, they put a wire mesh down and poured concrete. Concrete's usually about 2 to 3 inches thick, and then they put the tile on top of that. So it worked well then, but it's a lot of weight. So this floor here probably weighs a good part of 400 or 500 pounds. And back in the day, they also used tile walls. And the same method of construction here is sheetrock, but right below that is the same construction method. They have the lathing back there. They have concrete that is at least that thick, and then the tile goes over that. So the walls here are probably the good part of a couple 100 pounds. Shower, same way. There is sheetrock above here, and then right below it, all the way down to the tub, is 500 pounds, maybe less than that. 500 pounds would be more of the tub. This is a cast iron tub, and these things weigh a lot. So typically what I do is get a 2-pound sledge and just, beat it up and get it out in pieces. So anyway, the tub will go, the walls will go out, these walls will go out, toilet and the sink. This sink is also cast iron, freestanding, and that will go out. And so what we're going to end up doing, what the bathroom eventually look like, there's no tile that's going to go on the walls. That will just be sheetrocked off and mudded and taped and everything, and then ready for painting. So the floor will be, I believe it's going to be a 12 or 13 inch porcelain tile that will go on the floor, and more than likely it'll be on a diagonal. So that will be the entire floor, including this little closet area. The toilet will go back eventually because it's a relatively new toilet. This will be a pedestal sink, a white pedestal sink that will take its place here. I have to do some replumb down here because it's directly sweated into these old valves here, and there's no shutoff. So I'll be putting shutoff valves in there and reworking that plumbing a little bit. The medicine cabinet will be changed out, another one put in. Light fixture will be changed out with a different one. So that's basically it on here. There will be an exhaust fan that will probably go right in this area here for both the shower and the toilet area, and that will be on a switch, most likely right over here, to control that fan. And then going into the bathtub area, what I'm doing here is a conversion, which I do quite a bit of. This tub will go out and a shower will be built. There will be a curbed, 5-foot long curb, and there will be a contiguous curb top on top of it, like I normally do. And this will be about 32, 34 inches going across, and it'll be a nice walk-in shower. The drain will be reconfigured to the middle part here. 2-inch drain will go here. The tile will go up. There's not going to be a border, which I normally do. There's not going to be a border. It's just going to be straight up tile to the ceiling. And there won't be a niche either, which I normally do on the back wall here. So rather than a niche, they're going to get some shelves. So I think there's going to be 2 or 3 shelves stacked up like that in the corner, or a couple there, or maybe a couple here. I'm not really sure. Other than that, there'll be bullnose. When I do the tile on the outside of the shower, there'll be bullnose right about where that vent is, going up to about the window. And in fact, I might have to move that vent over. And then bullnose up there, and bullnose on the side here going all the way up. Shower fixture will stay because it's relatively new. They came in and fixed that, although it's upside down, but the shower fixture will stay, and of course there won't be a tub spout. That shower handle diverter will go up to about here, and I'll probably bump the shower head up a little bit. So that's it. It is a conversion, a tub to shower conversion. And again, I do quite a bit of them. It's nice to do one on an older style house like this, and all this pink will be gone, which will be nice. So this is day one, and probably going to take somewhere between about 7-8 days, maybe a little bit longer, just because of the construction method. Doing the build back on this, the prep, as it were, takes a little bit longer on older houses. And so I'm going to get started on the demo. Okay, this bathroom is done. It has been a challenge. This floor was very, very thick. In fact, just the top layer was concrete about that thick with the tile on top, and then there was a secondary layer about the same thickness, and that secondary layer was complete concrete. The top layer was kind of a mesh with the concrete without the rocks, but the bottom layer stayed. This is old construction. They had the floorboard or the rafters that run this way, and the concrete was the top of the rafters. So I had to build the floor up, which meant I had to pour concrete on top of where the rafters were to a level that I could get the tile flush with the carpet here. So that was not fun, but it's fun. So anyway, here we have a transition piece going from the carpet to the tile. This tile is a porcelain tile. It's kind of nice. It's not the best tile. The spacing is off of these. I've got a couple other videos where I show the spacing is off on tile, and it's usually when you buy a cheap tile. I'm having a hard time finding one now, but trust me, the spacing was off. I think on the shower wall it shows better. Let me see here. Shower wall is usually more difficult than the floor because there's more rows of tile that are going up. But I tried to manipulate the tile in such a way that it wasn't a big deal. But you can see here, these two tile are even right there. And then you come down to the bottom and you're off about 1/16 of an inch, which is not a huge deal until you get, you know, the 8 rows that I've gone up. And then that 1/16 becomes a 1/4 inch and 1/2 an inch and everything else. And it becomes a real pain to work with. So I'm trying to find another one here. I've hidden them as best I could, but here's one right here. So if you look at these two lines, they match up really well. And you go to the top and they match up really well up there. But then you go off just to the right and you're about 1/16 off. And you're off here by a good 1/8 of an inch. So that's the problem with these types of tile, is not matching really causes an issue for the tile setter. But anyway, it is what it is, and it's done. This tile didn't have a matching curb top. I like the contiguous curb tops that I always put on, but didn't have a matching one with this color. So I ended up doing the tile instead of the curb top, which I don't particularly like, but it is what it is. 2x2 in the shower floor. Use the old fixture. We were using a bathtub, remember here, and so we just bumped up the fixture, the old one, appropriate level, and capped off tub spout. Put a grab bar in there per the customer's request. New sheetrock went up where the tile was on the wall, all the way around. New door went in. New trim on the door went in. New baseboard, new quarter round, and of course a new sink, pedestal sink at that. Oh, and a new medicine cabinet, as well as a new fan. You can barely hear it. That's a 4-inch exhaust, so they're really, really quiet. So put in the switch and the fan, and what else? Well, that's about it in here. It's a small bathroom, but it was a lot of work just because of the age of the house. And it turned out pretty good, considering it used to be a bathtub in here and it no longer is. So now it's a shower, and it's updated, and done with this job and out of here.